And we are live. We are live. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to another session. I'm seeing persons joining now. I know today is probably a busy day, but it's 6 o'clock, so probably should be eating or something. So we're not going to wait to see if anyone is going to join because they'll follow afterwards, and this live will be saved as well. So let's begin. Today we are talking about budgeting. And as I said before, this is one of the topics that I am passionate about because, finishing school and becoming an adult and working, that you have to manage your money. And it's very important because you can get lost in it again. Don't save, and it's like you don't know where your money gone. So that is why we're here today. Today we have with us Kerron Clarke, and she is the CEO for Budget Leaf. And most persons know about it. She's very famous on Instagram, so you can check out her Instagram page. But let me just tell you a little bit about Kerron, and then we'll go right on into today's discussion. Feel free to ask any question and just spam up the comment section because that's what we're here for, helping each other. Um, so this is the budget leave story. So the motivation to stop living paycheck by paycheck fuel Kerron Clarke's ingenuity and desire to take control of her financial life, birthed budget leave. The 23-year-old graphic designer applied her own artistic touch and create a book that allows her to track daily expenses and organize spending and record transactions for analysis. Handwriting data produce a concentrated sense of responsibility for Kerron. It promoted discipline. Kerron's vision is shared among millennials, but also applies to people of all ages. The intimate use of pen and paper seek to keep budget leaf users more aware of their spending habits and produces an opportunity to learn as well. And today we have Kerron with us. Just share a little bit more about Budget to Leave, how it started and how it is going so far. I know you were featured on, was it CVM and TVJ, one out of the two. So just tell us more about Budget to Leave.
All right, so I was actually featured on both CVM and TBJ on multiple different occasions. I was also featured in the Gleaner. Now, I always tell persons that budget leave is a happy accident. When I just left college, there was no way I had finance or budgeting as something I would pursue as a career. In fact, I graduated from Edna Manley. So, I'm an art student, I'm a creative director, and I actually have my own design studio. So, for
Okay.
me to be in the world of creativity, graphic design, photography, animation, and now I am here as the founder of Budget Leaf, a platform that is all about personal finance, money management, and budgeting is a happy accident. But when I left college a couple years ago, I was working at a print shop, right? I just started renting. I was living on my own, paying my own bills. Feel like say, yeah, man, I'm a hot girl now. Miss Independent, finished college and just ready for the road. I was filled with just so much ambition, so much fire. I just wanted to get out there, start make some money, start live my best life. And in the early years, I was doing that. I was living the life up and down on the road with my friends, parties, and all of that. But one of the things I realized was, that I was living paycheck to paycheck. It felt like I would get paid on the 25th, and by the first week of the following month, the paycheck gone. No, I understood the maths and I knew that my bills came up to like really less than what my actual income was. So I just could not understand how is it I was getting paid more than what my bills were, but yet still the money just done, but I just can't see the money, and that's along with the fact that I just started working. This was my first job straight out of college. And for me, it wasn't that I did not enjoy the working world. It was just that the job just wasn't giving me what it was supposed to be giving me. So along with money issues came depression and all of those things. And I remember one day I was walking in half a tree and a lady walked up to me and she was like, "Do you listen to Les Brown?" And I was like, "Yes." And then she said, "Do you listen to motivational videos? Do you just feel like you deserve more or like want more out of life?" And I was like, "Yes, yes,
Ingenuity.
yes." And she became my first coach. And she introduced me to the world of personal development or self-development. And that was really when I started to read books, and I came across financial books, and I was like, okay, fine. So this was where I started to take personal finance a lot more seriously. But I found just that even though I was reading all of these books, I was using the apps, I was using the Excel spreadsheet, I still had the same issue. I knew what my income was, I was quote unquote budgeting, but it was still a hand to mouth situation. And not until I made the conscious decision to sit down and actually started to track my expenses, and that was when my financial life turned around. So I created Budget Leaf as just a beginner's guide to budgeting and money management, for persons who just start work and you're looking for something to help you with your money so that you can start becoming rich, become a millionaire, or at least build that financial foundation. Budget Leaf is where you would start.
And when you just say that, I'm like, my mother always say it's not what you earn, but it is what you save, and that is what we should practice, especially in 2022. So this session is all about budgeting for 2022. So you have to know it for now. Like when them say set your New Year resolution. I
Right.
want to set a New Year resolution of managing our money well, and I can speak towards this because guess what? Some of the times persons will say, oh, them now make a lot of money so they can't budget, but it is from all scale you can budget. This is her book. I actually have one of her books. So this is one of her books, and may I tell you, say it nice, 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 nice. I actually started it. I stopped. Me know. Yeah, I think yeah, I
Me
stopped
not say nothing.
it. But coming 2022, I'm going to be on it because when I started it, say you track your money, so you actually know where your money goes.
Where
Sometimes
is
you
it
ever wonder,
going?
like, say, where your money really go? You understand? Like, I
Or
don't understand.
even probably you'd probably have $20,000 in your pocket. You go on the road and you come up home and the money done and you have nothing to show for it. You're like, okay, look, where the $20,000 gone? Like, what did I really buy? But
All right.
the most important thing though, for young persons, or at least before I get into that, let me let you continue with what you were
Okay, no
saying.
problem. No problem. Let's do the basics first. So
Okay. Okay.
tell me about budgeting. What is a budget?
In its simplest term, let me break it down because we all know we are supposed to budget. It's something that we know. It's just that we don't have the fundamental knowledge that we really need. Simply put, a budget is just a plan for your money. That's it. So similar to how you would plan your route before going to work, like, okay, I need to go there to the bus stop, to take a bus to this place, take a taxi here, get to work at this time. Just like how you plan your day, you might plan your goals. It's planning your money. So when you get up every single day and you go to a job that you love, or maybe you go to a job that you don't love so much. Either way, you are giving your time to this company. This job can even be your own personal business. You are giving up your time, all right? And when you get your hard earned money, which is your income, it is up to you, the responsible young adult, to ensure that you are planning your money. No, you're not just planning for tomorrow. You're not just planning for next week or next month. You are planning for the rest of your life. You're planning 10 years down the line. You're planning 20 years down the line. And I know this is not something that they taught us in school, or at least they taught us to plan for our careers, but they don't actually teach us how to finance these things. You know, so many of us want to go on vacations. So many of us want to go back to school, get a degree, get a master's. You know, we want to buy houses, we want to have children, but we are not planning for those. And the truth is, the sooner you start planning, the better. So your budget is the plan for your hard-earned money.
Understand perfectly. So I want my lovely viewers to comment budgeting for 2022, right? More the place for, more interrupt. Me not feel, yeah, more to spam the comment section because as you know, we are seeing each other, but we're not seeing the viewers, right? So following up on budget. So what you're saying is that when I get my money, depends on how I spend it, that's a budget, but I should properly um, plan my spending to have a proper budget, right? What should be included in the budget?
So naturally, you know, once you get your pay, you already have a plan for your budget, you know. Because when you start work and you get your money a month time, you know, say you want to do your hair. You know, say you want to go check your friend, you want to watch a movie, you want to buy this, you want to buy certain things. So you already have a plan. The thing is that no, what you need is probably a plan that helps you to prioritize your goals. So let's say for the persons that are renting, they know that once they get paid, they need to put down their rent. They need to put down, you know, whatever food money, whether it is eating out, grocery shopping, whatever it is. They need to put down their utilities. But what the thing about it is, those will be classified as fixed expenses. Fixed
Okay,
expenses are expenses that occur every single month, and it's usually the same. Utilities, rent, mortgage, car payments, stuff like that. It happens every month or on a yearly basis, but it does not change. There's nothing you can do over that. There's nothing you can do about your reoccurring rent. You can't do anything about that unless you want to get somewhere cheaper. But either way, that's still going to be a bill every single month. Now you do have your flexible expenses. As the word say flexible, this means these are expenses that you can basically you have the most control with these expenses, and a category would be like entertainment. This month you can probably want to go out to a party. Next month you probably stay in and chill with a friend. You know, these are two different costs. But when you are planning your budget, when you are planning to spend your money, you need to think about, you know, where do you want your money to go? This is your hard-earned money. You want to think about, okay, do I need to save? You know, do you have a goal? Whether it is you want to go back to school, maybe you want to start saving towards that. How much money do you need to save on a monthly basis to make up your tuition? You know, maybe you want to save towards a car. So you want to set aside at least 20% to go towards your savings. You know, another 30% should go towards your flexible expenses. These are also classified as your wants. You know, the things that you don't necessarily need, but the things that you would need, you basically want to basically enjoy your life with. And 50% will go towards your needs, aka your fixed expenses. So that's basically the 50, 30, 20 budget rule. 50% goes towards your needs, 30% goes towards your wants, and 20% goes towards your savings. Now, the thing about it is, as a beginner, this probably sounds very confusing. It sounds like a lot. You have to think about new words and new rules and all of these things. And really, you just want to have as much freedom with your money. So, a budget method I would recommend for persons, especially when you want to categorize your budget, is the zero-based budget system. This is where you are subtracting all of your expenses from your monthly income to then get zero. I hope I'm not going too fast, Shade.
No, you're not going too fast. You're not going too fast. I just love it so far. I see a question in the comment section. We'll get to it soon. So what
Okay.
you're saying is that we have a 50-30-20 rule. So 50% is for your fixed expenses, so like your light, your rent, things where you know say you need, things where you know say it's a must for that month, right? Then 30% is your want and 20% is your saving. Now Imar is saying how much can I invest? How much should I invest? So we did talk about investment in some of my lives, my previous lives, and Imar was one of them who shared some tips on how to invest, right? And he did
Mhm.
mention the 20%. No, Kerron is not a financial advisor, and so I wouldn't want her to touch on that today because you know I normally get in the experts to talk about those stuff. So if you feel okay to talk about it, Karen, you can, but it's not today is not really about investing, but I am
It's not.
sure that the 20% that you're saving, which I would do, is that I would put some for investing and some for saving as well. So because we're on that topic, I see Chanel texting, Chanel texting, she's tried the 50-30-20 rule. Um, and she's open to other methods. So can you go over the zero budgeting? Um,
Zero-based budget.
yeah.
All right, let me answer the investment question first. So here's the thing. I can't tell you how much you invest. It depends on your income and what your overheads are. All right, depending on what your money situation is, you can go through your budget, and if you can save at least $5,000 to invest, that is fine. It comes back down to your lifestyle and what you want. Now, there are so many different types of budget method, and budget method is different from budget tool. So here we go. 50-30-20, that's a budget method. The zero-based budgeting system, that's a budget method. The cash envelope system, that's a budget tool. The budget lead expense trackers, this is a budget tool. And then you have different apps that serve as a budget tool as well. For me, I prefer using the zero-based budget system. Reason being is you're giving every single money that comes into your pocket or bank account, you're giving that a job, right? So you know what your fixed expenses are. You know you need to pay your rent if you're someone that's renting. You might need to give mommy or daddy little money towards the house every week, every 2 weeks, every month, whatever it is. It's based on your lifestyle. What you need to do, however, is ensure that whatever little much or whole heap that you're getting in on a monthly basis, it's doing what you need it to do to ensure that you're prioritizing, ensuring that your goals are being met, and at the same time, you want to have some fun, right? Um, so
I
the zero-based budget method, I can go back over that one. Is basically saying that you are subtracting your expenses from your income. Now, the first time I did this method, I realized I got a negative $15,000. This means I was spending $15,000 over what I was earning. Now, at the time, I was freelancing as a designer, so I had some extra money coming in. But the mystery for me was just this is all of $15,000. Where is this money going? You know, if I'm in the negative zone, it means I'm eventually running myself into debt. It means I am spilling money somewhere which I should not be. The goal is to ensure that once you subtract your monthly income, your monthly expenses from your monthly income, you get a zero. I can talk about what you can do if you get a negative number, but I don't want to rush into it too much. I want Shade to guide the conversation.
all right, no problem. So the method that I use is the 50-40-10 rule. So that's 50% of your expenses. Um 40% of your savings and investment, and 10% for my me time. So 10%
For
is
once.
like
Okay.
what? So that will be like the want, right? So 10% for
Mm-hmm.
the want. And what we're talking about is just structuring our expense, our income, so that we can have money for the future. So a lot of us want to be millionaire, billionaire, and it doesn't have to
Mm-hmm.
be in the Jamaican currency. So 20 years from now, 10 years from now, even 5 years from now, what are we doing? What are we doing now so that 10 to 15 years from now, how is it going to show? So we're here now and
Mm-hmm.
we have the money. Let's just put it to good use and
Right.
minimize our spending. So I I want to talk about like money in general, how we view money, and how
Money
can we.
mindset.
Are you seeing me?
Yes, I can see you.
Right. So how can you manage your money to get the full use? So let's talk about the habits that we have and how can we change our habits in order to maximize our savings.
All right. So the first thing I would want to talk
Focusing,
about
and then we
is
can focus on emergency fund.
okay.
Yeah.
So the first thing I would want to talk about as it pertains to even managing money is first of all our money mindset. All right. There are so many of us that when it comes on to even thinking about money, it can be something that's stressful. For some, it's something that excites them. Now, the thing about it is, a lot of us, what we know about money right now, if you do not go out there and do your own information, what you may know about money right now is what you get from your parents. Now, we have some of us, our parents are not forward thinkers. Some of us, our parents do not have the right ideas about money. You know, some of us, our parents might say things like, oh, money burn my pocket. Or they say things like, money is the root of all evil. So first of all, understanding what your money relationship is will help you to want to keep it. You know, I know a lot of young people that want to hear about money. The first thing them say is, YOLO, you only live once. I want to enjoy my life. I want to have my best life. And yes, you want to enjoy your life right now, but at the same time, you also want to think about 40 years down the line when it comes on to retirement. You want to live your best life right now, but you also want to live your best life every single day until you die, right? So, a good habit is to have a positive money mindset. You know,
Right.
tell yourself positive things, think about
Like that. I
abundance,
like the word there. You can continue.
especially especially if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to be a business person, or even if you have your 9 to 5, you have to think about what is your money relationship? How are you spending your money? So often we are spending our money with these companies and we're buying things that is not doing any good for us, you know, whether it is us personally or whatever it is. Another habit is to see where your money is going, and I recommend everyone to at least track your money for 3 months. Track your money for 3 months and get an understanding of where you are spending. Just like how them say, show me your friend and I will tell you who you are. Show me your budget and I will tell you what your priorities are. So when it
Wow.
comes on to tracking your expenses, it means if you want to be good with money, you first have to know where you are spending your money, right? So for all my lovely people that believe that they're not making enough money to budget, track your money. You would be surprised how much money you're wasting on things that is not even giving you anything. It's not bringing anything good to your life, right? Somebody said money no grow on tree. And that's the thing. I love your channel for the positive stuff. And that's the thing, like, yeah, money no grow on tree, right? So tracking your expenses at least for 3 months. So just like how, you know, for persons who are into fitness, you have to understand your calorie intake. You have to ensure that you're going to the gym at least X amount of time, you're putting in X amount of hours, you're working on different parts of your body. It's the same thing with your money, right? I would recommend persons who are readers to read the book The Compound Effect. This book is not just about money, it's about lifestyle and habits in general. So let me give you guys a scenario, right? If you get up every single day, you eat as much sweets, you eat as much food as you want, but you're not brushing your teeth. You probably won't see the cavity tomorrow. You probably won't see the cavity the next week. But sometime down the line, if you are not exercising the proper, dental hygiene, your teeth is going to break down. You're not going to see it, But couple years when your teeth start rotting, that is when you realize, oh, maybe I should have been brushing my teeth. That is when you're going to, pay the consequences. It's the same concept. If you do not know where your money is going, how can you tell it where to go? Because remember, your budget is a plan for your money. So if you don't know where you're spending right now, how can you say, let me put 20% or 40% in investing or saving if you don't know where you're spending? And that is why the habit of tracking your expenses is so important. And I know because it takes discipline. Discipline is something that was not taught to us. In Jamaica, we believe say, yo, man must be bad man and man must act impulsively. Like we have so many of these things that's keeping us behind. So for my forward thinking persons who want to be entrepreneurs, discipline and consistency is really the name of the game. So track your expenses. If it's even for 3 months, what that will reveal to you will be so eye-opening. The first time I did this exercise, what I said, what similar to what I said before, I just started to work. I just started to think about, I don't want to work for the rest of my life. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to have my own business. So I started to develop myself and invest in myself. And the first time I tracked my expenses, I was renting. I was spending over $54,000 food on food alone. And that was eye opening because it means I would go to the grocery shop every month and I would buy so much grocery. But at the same time, I would go to work, I would buy breakfast, I would buy lunch, I would buy dinner. I wasn't cooking, and these were just I was just wasting money. And of course, you look at something like food and you think about, no man, food is a need. I have to buy this. We want to go
Right.
KFC on a Friday, every single Friday. But once you start to realize where your money is going, you start to make different money decisions. It's no longer about wanting to go to a party to be around people I don't even like. It's more about, can I invest in a business? Can I invest my time into money making endeavors? So we really need to be conscious of what we're doing.
That's so true. That's so true. And what I love about budgeting and the rules that you just mentioned is that you can do it with any salary. So whether if it's not my salary, lower than my salary, above my salary, once you have the same percentage, or once you put it in percentage form, then you can
Mm-hmm.
actually manage your money. So sometimes I see persons who are making a lot of money, and when you look back or when they check, sometimes we're saving more than what they're saving because of their spending habits. You talk about
And
the book, you talk about the
continue.
book compound effect. Sorry.
Yes,
You talk
the
about the
compound
book
effect.
compound. Right. So yeah, I just love when you just mention them your things to me. And Imar said that it's a solid book. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna add it to my
You
collection.
need to read,
Because
listen, you need to read it.
right? Because what I have been doing is that I have been not necessarily reading, but they have audio version on YouTube, and I listen to these books. And let me tell you, one of my goals for 2021 was to read 10 books.
Did you did you
And
did you make that goal?
no, but I am on my fourth, I think third to fourth book. And that's really good because last year we never read none. So now
Right.
I have I've been learning based on the books that I've been reading and listening to. So I'll definitely read that book, The Compound Effect.
Yeah, man. Because
Um,
when I read the Compound Effect, that was one of the books that really put life in perspective for me because it's easy to ignore. what the elders are saying, budget your money, plan your life, do this, go to school, la la la. It's so easy to ignore them. But that book just really opened my eyes and said, okay, Karen, if 10 years from now you're broke and don't accomplish certain things, it is because of you. What are you doing today to ensure that your life 10 years from now is actually what you want it to be? So when I read that book, at that time I was having all manner of money problems. And in that book, it says, track your money. Get a simple paper, get a pencil, and every single day just write down where your money was going. And that's what I did. I had a random book and I was writing it down. And I was like, Karen, you're a designer. Why not just create a book that allows you to track your expenses in an organized way so that you can get all the information you needed? I was seeing that I was overspending certain places, and based on where I was overspending, I was like, okay, fine, maybe I don't need to buy breakfast every morning. Maybe I can cook breakfast, wake up an hour earlier, something like that. So
Come
it
on.
really helped me to see where I could stop the leaking of my money. And then when I realized that, okay, fine, I'm now spending only 20,000 on food, so I have $30,000 onto my disposal. What am I going to do with it? I could use that to purchase books, to buy courses, to increase my value. So even for persons, they say things like, oh, I don't have enough money to save. I don't have enough money to invest. I don't have enough money to start a business. If they were to track their money for at least 3 months, they would realize their bad spending habits. They would realize they get up every single day and they buy a cup of coffee versus buying
Wow.
a jar of coffee and making coffee at home. And yeah, I do know that there's some persons out there who is really not making enough money, but it doesn't matter your income. When I just started doing budget leave as a business, right? I had a friend who, he came to me and he was like, Karen, why are you talking about budgeting? Why not talk about investing? There's so much more money in investing. Your platform can go further. Why not teach people how to make more money, how to double their money? And I said to him, yes, I could do that. But whether you're investing or not, you still are going to live today. If you invest $100,000 for long term, short term, whatever it is, you still have a responsibility on a day-to-day basis. If you
Right.
cannot live on $50,000, if you start make $100,000 tomorrow, you're still going to be living hand to mouth. At that
Right.
time, he was making like $300,000, and he was stressed. He was broke. He was doing all of these things, and I was thinking to myself, listen, if I was making his kind of money, and I was like, what 300,000 at that time was my ideal income. If I was making 300,000, like I would be so amazing. I would be, I could buy all the things I want. I can live somewhere different. And then that was when I realized that there's something called lifestyle inflation, where you start making more money. The first thing you want is a new vehicle. You want to, buy a new house. You want to expand. And because of that, you are running yourself into that. You're still going to have the same stress, the same hand to mouth living, just with probably more responsibilities. So
Wow.
having that conversation, like, or having conversations with persons that make the ideal money that I want to make, I realize, oh, they are still having money problems. So it's really
Right.
your mindset. It's really a habit. So if I can manage the little bit I am making now, when I start making more, it means, I'll be able to spend a little bit more wisely. I'll be able to invest more wisely. And investment meaning invest in myself, invest in the people around me. Investment. When I say the word investment, is more broad than saying investing in stocks.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Me no know about uno. Me no know what one right here, so. But these are gems. Like, it is so true based on our habits. It doesn't matter how much you're making. Once you have a good planning system, a good budget, you can work it out. So, going to parties, the Shein cart, I know people gone for Shein now, Shein now, and
Mm-hmm.
you can manage your money. You can, for this month, you can put a little thing aside and know what you're doing, because at the end of the day, it's not about graphing, as them say. For graph, it's not about graphing, it's about saving, right? So, me
Mm-hmm.
just love everything what you're saying right now. Um, and you talk about a lifestyle. So, hear this now. viewers just hear what she say. Me gonna repeat what she say, cause me I wonder if we get it coming as soon as the comment section. So what she's saying is that if you are making if your income increase, if you get a promotion, if you start making more money, you should not change the way you are living, right? To suit the income. What people normally do is them start rent a bigger place for more money, them change their cars or add more expenses to their income. And that is going to still lead into debt. So I just love everything that you're talking about now. And I'm glad the persons are on the live here today. As Princess says, Princess, we're young, so you know what we're supposed to in our 20s. For me right now, in my 20s is my year of prime for investing, for budgeting, for knowing who I am and what I'm supposed to do, right? So now we're going to touch into the emergency fund, because since lately me I try to know them stuff here. But tell us me I read the books them, and me I go on and me I do my little things them. So let's go into emergency fund. What is it? Why I need it? And how do I go about
All right, so let me use this pandemic as an example. All right, I'm pretty sure we all have seen firsthand, whether it is someone that we know or whether it is us, we all have seen when the country locked down and persons were not persons left their job. Persons were not able to go out and hustle. Restaurants have to close, and
it?
people were in was a crisis because so many persons relied on their job for money. When that job fired them because the job needs to cut back expenses so the job can so that
Right.
business can be afloat. When they lost their job, they had no money to pay their bills. They had no money for food. They had no money to put towards family life. They had no money because they did not have any savings. Your emergency fund is basically savings that you have set aside for a rainy day. We can also call it a rainy day savings, right? When it comes on to your emergency fund, though, what persons usually do is them start save some money, something comes up, them take the money them used to save, and then boom, them out that fire. So they're back to zero. What I always tell persons is, right, and I'm talking from complete experience. I don't think I'm any older than you guys. I'm probably a little bit older, but I'm
You're
talking from
23.
experience.
I'm older than you.
I am 26. Keep in
You're
mind, I'm
26.
26.
You started at 23.
So
Okay.
I actually created that book when I was 23. I'm actually 26 now. So I'm schooling y'all, the younger people. But so I'm talking from experience because I lost my job in 2020. I was
Oh,
working for a magazine company. I was a creative director, and at that point, I just got a new job. It wasn't even a year in that new job, and I was like, all right, I'm making more money. I'm not going to increase my lifestyle. I am going to start saving because for me, I always wanted to be a full-time designer or a full-time freelancer. I always wanted to be at home or be somewhere vacationing while I was getting clients. So I was saving towards the transition of going full-time freelancing or just going full-time designer. So I remember the very first time I calculated my emergency fund. So the emergency fund, this is how you calculate it, guys. Write this down if you need some information, right?
okay.
Your emergency fund is basically 3 months of what your current living expenses are. To know what your actual living expenses are, I would suggest that you track your expenses, right? So if after you track your expenses, you realize that all your utilities, your rent, your food, every single thing as it pertains to covering your lifestyle or funding your lifestyle, let's say just for argument's sake, that is $50,000. It means you need to have $150,000 saved in your emergency fund. So just in case you lose a job, you at least have 3 months of living expenses. Now, for me, I would say the minimum is at least 1 year because based on my experience in 2020, I had over 6 months. of savings. I was still building that emergency fund when I lost my job. My boss sent me an email, Kerron, we're putting the business on pause. And that was it. I have not heard from her since. I still had my bills. JPS never cared. My landlord never cared.
Wow.
Digital never cared.
They're not going to care, Carol. They're not going to care.
I had a loan.
You're breaking up. It seems like digital. It seems like digital.
Digital, hear
Digital.
me. Digital, hear me. So at this time when I was working, I was in the groove of self-development. I wanted to either change my job or become a full-time freelancer. I knew I needed to improve myself. So I was like, okay, when the first time I calculated my emergency fund, I said to myself, okay, fine. If I need to save $150,000, right? Obviously, I can't be throwing 30,000 towards that savings because I still have responsibilities right now. I still have to pay my rent right now. I still have to do things right now. So I said, okay, if the minimum payment I could make was $5,000 every single month to put towards the savings, it would have taken me 2 years 2 years. I mean, the actual sum wasn't 150,000, it was more than that. But when I did my calculations back then, 2 years, no, that stressed me out. That stressed me all the way out because me have big plans of becoming a freelancer, going to hotels and all of these things. I would not then have to stay in this job for 2 more years just to save 3 months of living expenses. So that mess up my mind, mess up my meds. And I was like, okay, it means that I need to save more than $5,000. It means that not only do I need to increase my income, I also need to cut back on unnecessary spending. So at a point in time, every evening after I left work, I would go to my friend's office because I was living alone. I never had a TV at the time. I had internet, but I never had a TV, and I was just so bored at home. So I would go to my friend's office, and I would end up spending an additional $200 on transportation, going to my friend's office, chilling there, and then going home in the night. Listen, I couldn't afford so I spent $200. You
Right.
understand? Everything was going towards my emergency fund. I went home early. I got out my laptop and I was researching. I was building on my design skills because I need to ensure that I am getting in clients so I can build my emergency fund faster. So for all you persons out there that's watching, whether you're living alone or you're living with your family, think about it. And if you're living with your family right now, let's use the example of you wanting to start renting, right? When you start renting, you need to have a deposit, your down payment first, and your first month's rent, right? Think about how much your rent going to be, your light bill going to be, your internet going to be. Probably you need to buy a bed. Probably you need to buy certain stuff for the bathroom. Like these expenses add up. Now think about, anything can happen like an entire pandemic or you lose a job or you can get sick, you can get in a car accident. What are you going to do? Not many of us do not have parents that we can rely on. In fact, our parents are relying on us. So we have to be smart. And what you have to understand is that when you go on the road, when you go on social media, there are so many companies advertising to you for you to spend your hard earned money. And not many businesses out there are actually saying, hello, save your money, get your emergency fund in line. I think I'm probably one of the few businesses that say, yo, save your
Right.
money. Anything can happen. You know, I completely believe it's no longer a thing for you to have one income in Jamaica. No. You need to have your 9 to 5 because your 9 to 5 fund your lifestyle. Don't be fooled by those persons in America that is quitting their job and touring the world. We're in a third world country. We have to understand that. In Jamaica, you need to have a 9 to 5. Your 9 to 5 is what pays your bills. But what you do from 6 to 10 in the night is what is going to build your legacy. If you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to be a business owner, freelancer, you have to ensure that you are putting in the work on you. So from 6 to 10 or 11 or 12, what are you doing? As I said before, when I realized that it would have taken me 2 years to save only 3 months of savings, I went straight into grinding mode. I was waking up from 4:30. I was going to the gym because health is wealth. I was going to the
Amen.
gym. I got back home. I would go to work and I would work from 8 until 12. At 12 to 1, I am in the bathroom sleeping. Where I was working, they had beds in the bathroom. It was a huge corporate company. So they had beds in the bathroom. I was in there sleeping from 12:01 to 12:55. I'll go back to my desk. I'll get lunch. I'll take 15 minutes to eat my lunch and I'm back on their grind. I go home, shower, and I'm at it. I am ensuring that my future is set up because
Wow.
who are you going to depend on?
Wow.
So,
Wow. Like,
are there any comments?
I can't manage. I cannot. Wow. Just wow. Like what you're saying, it just hit me for six right now. You're saying that we should have multiple streams of income.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Not
man.
live at the 95.
The nine to
And
five. Mm-hmm.
And
As I
me have
said.
preach this from where they preach this. As you know, next year, well, you still see videos coming up, but I will be coaching persons on how to gain multiple streams of income. You said the 6 to 10 business. Where you see me, I do me, I upload my YouTube video and I have my business as well, not boasting. But what you're saying is that you can't depend on your 9 to 5. That is what we're
No.
trying to do here. You
And
can't
then
depend
what I would say
on your nine
is
to
for
five.
persons like even and I'm speaking directly to my entrepreneurs because I am one and I before I lost my job I became a full entrepreneur. I was saving towards that transition. I was not ready yet because I know that as a small business owner, you might
Right.
make money today, but tomorrow you might not make any. When
Come
all of
on.
your friends and all of your family and the people that know you stop buying from you, you have to know how to market your business. You have to know how to be consistent. You have to know how to do admin. You have to know how to upload video. You have to know how to present yourself on camera. There's so many things
Right.
you have to do. And this is why your 9 to 5 is so important. Go to your 9 to 5, even if you hate it, go to your 9 to 5 and see how best can you learn from the people that's there. What systems your business, your 9 to 5 job have that you can implement in your side hustle. And even if you have a business idea, it's okay to work on your business until you can work in your business and vice versa. Sometimes you have to work in your business, you take some time off and work on your business. So your 9 to 5, that is what keeps your light bill on. You don't want to just start a business and say, you know what, I'm going to
Yeah.
quit my job because your business, more than likely, it's not going to survive the first 5 years. Almost
True.
half of small
True.
businesses do not pass 5 years. And if you
True.
are like me that don't have persons or don't have people around and don't have family members who are entrepreneurs, I have to learn this thing by myself. Reading books, in investing in coaches, investing in courses and coaches. So it means that it's a learning curve. Go to your 9 to 5, smile. And the reason why I am stressing the whole 9 to 5 thing is because so many persons have reached out to me and they say, oh, the more I lose, the more I leave them job. What is my advice? Stay at the job, save your emergency fund, and even
Yeah.
when your business start making money, invest that money back into your business. It's not about the hype, it's not about the bragging, but you want to know, or at least as young people right now, you want to ensure that you are investing in your future. So that when you reach 30 and you drive your Lambo and you're living in a big house, you know that you work hard. Okay? It's about the long run, guys. It's not about
True.
wearing the latest clothes right now while your bank account empty. No. Mm-mm.
I
So
can't
and
manage.
so
Wow.
emergency funds are important.
Yeah. Wow, 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 wow. So you say, find what I love is that you stress how we should improve ourselves within our business and also within our jobs, right? So you talk about skills, you probably didn't
Mhm.
extend on it. Well, I love how you're saying that you take courses and you improve yourself, you improve the value
Yep,
of your skill
yep,
towards your employer. So persons think about, oh, as you said, they want to lose their 9 to 5, but yet still they don't have enough value to continue or to be their own boss. Because guess
yep.
what? If you don't respect your boss, if you don't respect other person's time, then imagine when you don't have a structure or you have to plan your own structure to be an
Exactly.
employer or your own
And
boss, right?
and let me just jump in real quick, right? So story time. I remember when I just started doing budget leave, and this was before the pandemic, and I used to go out and I was doing the pop-up events where you go, you have different vendors and stuff. So I was there as a vendor, and the promoters gave everybody a chance to talk about their business, their business store, and all of that. Shade say a young girl who had an arts and craft station, arts and craft. Her stuff was about painting on like it wasn't even painting on canvas. It wasn't canvas, but she was doing some painting stuff, and she was saying, "Listen, she hate her job and she hate people, so she quit her job and now she have her business. She's selling painted whatever it is." And me, I stress out because I'm saying, young girl, who go buy that? Not saying her stuff don't look good enough. It look good. But how many persons realistically can you actually sell your artwork to on a monthly basis to ensure that you're covering your lifestyle? And to say you don't like people, listen, the only thing that we have to deal with people as business owners.
Right.
You can't get away from people because you are the person that's selling your business. So we hear shall talk and much stress out because I'm thinking, oh my God, you need to read some more
Love
books.
that
It's
story,
not
right.
just about getting up and leaving your job to now sell something. Do you know how to sell? Because it doesn't matter how pretty or how important your product is. If
Right.
you don't know how to sell and how to add value,
Marketing,
ain't
right.
nobody buying.
Ain't nobody.
Ain't nobody buying. So stick to your 9 to 5. Allow your 9 to 5 to fund your dream. I've done that for years. I allowed my 9 to 5 to fund my dream, to fund my lifestyle. But from 6 to 12, I did not get these bags by watching TV, honey.
They say from 6 to 12, you do from 6 to 12, you do what? I think we need some tips on how to gain income, um, multiple streams of income. So you say you have your 9 to 5, and what other job did you do in the evening? Because we need some of
Okay.
those. 'Cause I don't think Jamaica, well, Jamaica doesn't have much to give like within after the 9 to 5, so the 6 to 10 are, it's a lot.
Yeah,
It's
man.
not
And
really
it's not like America where you can work 3 stable jobs. The 9 to 5 is literally taking all day. But when I say from 6 to 10, I was working on me. I was working on my business. I'm a designer. I know at the time I was freelancing. No, I actually own a design studio. But back then, as a designer, design is something that changes every month. So I was investing in tools. I was ensuring that I was investing in just myself as a designer. But what I would say to persons who are looking to get another stream of income, I can't say to you to become a blogger because maybe you don't like blogging. I can't say to you to become an entrepreneur. Maybe you don't have that mindset. Maybe you don't want to be an entrepreneur. That's fine. Become a freelancer. What skills do you have right now that you can monetize? What I know
on.
persons that collect bottle and sell bottle and use that to fund whatever dreams them have. What can you utilize in your surrounding right now that can bring value? Is there a hobby that you can monetize? And
Right.
monetization might not come overnight. We are Jamaicans, and best believe Jamaicans don't really shop online like that. Yeah, they don't shop on Amazon, but you have to do so much work just to get a fellow Jamaican to shop from your small business. So
Right.
there's
Right.
so many things you have to look into. What skills can you develop? What traits do you have? And if you don't have anything right now, with from 6 to 10, you need to. Enroll in
Yeah,
YouTube, the University of YouTube. YouTube has so much information from videos there that you can learn to get
right.
information. A lot of what I know right now, I learned from YouTube.
Wow.
There is Skillshare, there is Udemy. Do everything, take every course. Maybe something will stick, but as young people, find other things that you like, not just your 9 to 5. And even
I
so,
mean,
what do you do in your 9 to 5 job that you can offer as a service? For me, as a designer, and I was working in a printery, I thought to myself, let me develop a budget app. But then when I did my research and saw how expensive apps are, I'm like, okay, 5 years down the line, I want to have a budget app, right? A budget leave app. But maybe right now, for me to still have a business presence and still offer some solution to persons, let me
yeah,
print books and sell. I work in a printery. I took full
right,
advantage of working in a printery. So, what do you do on a daily basis that you can take advantage of? If you don't know, you need to check your time. What are you doing with your time? As young
right.
people, if you love to play a game, I know persons that play a game and make money. If you love to,
For
I'm
me,
blank.
for me, all right. So makeup, make person when they talk about skills, they're talking about makeup. Me see them a put on lashes now, so lash installation,
Mhm.
microblading. You have a lot of skills now. Nail tech. Look here, a lot of skills, and I should say on
Mhm.
YouTube as well. You can do. You can be a blogger. You can be a blogger. You can have a YouTube channel. She's saying just ensure that you have a skill that you like that you can offer to other persons. For
But you
me,
can monetize.
yeah, that you can monetize. Because for me, I can do makeup as well. I do makeup sometimes, and it depends on the time that I have. But guess what? I do have the skill, and I can contribute or I can monetize that skill for me to get another stream of income. So anything we like, just try to monetize that skill. Yes, Simone, I see you say marketing. Yes, marketing. Talk truth, mommy said talk truth. All right. I just love today's session. And it's going to an hour and I don't normally do it over an hour. We sit to the hey, today's session I go on with
We
things,
are
man.
here. We are here and we are chatting. I don't mind.
Come on. So if you have more questions, just shoot the questions to Kerron because she is here. She have her budget leave book. I'm not sure if you guys know about it. It's basically a tracking system, a book that tracks your income. It has expenses. Hey, I like your designs. It has expenses. So me tell you say, me I go on with things. Just that I stop the other day. So 2022 now miss me. Yeah.
And that's the thing,
So
when you're developing a discipline, because think about it. Remember, I know they did not teach us about these important skills in schools. They did not teach this to us for a reason. So imagine you spend all of 20 odd years doing one thing. For you to change those habits, it's going to be hard. It's going to take some effort. It's not going to be easy. And as I say, I know money is something that usually stresses people out. But the sooner you get a basic understanding of the ins and outs of your money, the easier it will be. If you can't manage your money, there's no way you're going to manage your business money. If you don't know how to manage your money, there's no way you can teach that to your kids. We are thinking about breaking generational curses, don't it? Because there's certain
right.
things our parents did not teach to us, so we have to try and break those curses. Doesn't mean we have to learn these things, right? Um, I also have a planner. Um, so different from the expense tracker,
Okay.
it is a budget planner that allows persons or help persons to plan their money in advance. So as I
Oh,
said, I am all about creating tools to help persons to manage their money. It does take some commitment. I'm not going to lie to you all, but it's worth it. You know, as Shade can tell you, she is someone who have used the budget leave expense tracker. To be honest, she have not used it properly because she don't have the discipline as yet, but hopefully, after this session, she would understand just how important these
word.
boring skills may be. But understanding where your money is going will really give you the information you need to spend better. So for all my persons out there that believe that they're not making enough money, you're just probably not spending your money wisely. That's probably it.
It works. Trust me, the budget leaf works because, as you said, with the routine, so based on your routine, I realize that on a weekly basis, I probably spend $3,000 on food, like lunch, and that's how much a month. Hey, do the math, do the math. So like 21. That's what. How much? How much is that? 21,000? No.
You said 3,000?
Yeah, so that's three, four is 12. That's $12,000 a month, right? $12,000 a month I spend only on food that that's lunch at work. So if I'm spending $12,000 a month for lunch, how can I cut back on this? So you have to know about your routine. So I cut back and I carry my lunch to work because guess what? You're going to pay taxi fare, which is a
Actually,
must.
wait, you said for the month?
Yeah,
So
man.
it's
So
5 days per week, and it's 4 weeks, right?
yeah, man. So three
So
thousand
if I
dollars
do
a week.
6,000,
Repeat.
hold on. Let me ensure
Three
I get my
four.
maths
Three four
right.
is 12. Hey, hey, wait there. Wait. I can't bother.
It's 4 weeks, right?
Yeah, man. 4 weeks for three
5 days
thousand.
for the week.
No, man.
So that's
Just
what
check it.
you. I was checking it per day. You said it's 30,000, 3,000 you
No,
spend
no.
for the week.
Yes. So
Okay,
12
maybe I
for
check
the
it
month.
wrong. Right.
Yeah, so
Okay.
12 for the month. So it's just to show you that every beta dollar that you spend adds up. Just look at the taxi fare. The $20 raise, it's another $200 or 250, right? So every dollar counts. And that is
And
why you need
is,
a budget.
the thing about it is when it comes down to transportation and the fare, you don't really have much control there. But what you
Right,
do have control over is the food. You know
right,
that if you were able to cook at home and bring to work, you're saving all of $12,000 for the month. And
right,
that $12,000 you can put in an emergency fund. You can use that $12,000 to do investments. You can use
right,
that $12,000 to put towards your business. So it's
right,
not it's understanding that you need to invest in you, and not until you start investing in yourself before persons can then invest in you. And I'm talking
right,
again to my young entrepreneurs, persons who want to go out there and make money. One of the things I've found common with young persons who just leave high school. I speak to a lot of persons who just leave high school and them start work this month, next month them leave the job too hard, or the job not paying them enough. And it's so many, we have so many unrealistic ideas about just working. And as I said, as a coming from a third world country, I know sometimes we go on social media and we see these persons from first world country doing all of these things. We have to understand that here in Jamaica the mindset is different. You as a young person, you have the ideas, you start working in a company, you realize that there's some elder in a position that does not fight it out because them have the wrong ideas. They have the wrong mindset. So we are dealing with different challenges here in Jamaica. We are dealing
right,
with things like bad mind. We are dealing with things like want something nice to eat, or feel for something nice. Where,
right.
every Friday you feel like you want to go buy KFC. But once
Actually.
you think about where your money is going, a good thing that persons can do is they can calculate based on hours. So if you know that you're getting paid $500 per hour and the meal costs $2,000, so you can think to yourself, I am working for 4 hours just to be able to afford this meal. Is this a need? Is this a want? You
Right,
have to consider, where are you spending? Are you spending based on your needs? Are you spending based on your wants? And Shade, just a little information about, how much you're spending on food on a monthly basis can really show you, say, okay, fine, I'm spending all of this money. Do I really need to spend this money? Can I invest this money somewhere else? how can I
Right.
maximize the little bit that I'm making to ensure that in another couple years or so, I would be at the place where I want to be. Are there any comments coming in?
Yeah, man, they're coming in. Simone is saying that every Friday she feel like she must eat something nice.
Da da dee, da
Try
da
cut it
da.
down to 2 Fridays in the month. Everything take time, so try cut it down to 2 Fridays in the month. For my lunch this Friday, last Friday, I had mackerel and rice. Mackerel and rice, my carry go to work because guess what?
No watch no face.
Budgeting,
No
budgeting.
watch
And
no
if you
face.
want,
Nothing wrong with that.
and Christmas is coming up. Let's talk about that. Christmas are come up and girl are gonna spend money. So when you can save your
Da da
money,
dee.
now me need a budget. You thinking I'm a budget now? I'm going to put a Christmas budget from next year. Me gonna make sure say I have a Christmas budget because Christmas, I can't bother. I can't bother. Um,
You too.
can you talk about some of the things that you can save towards? Because I just talk about Christmas, so you can have a Christmas budget. You can have an emergency fund. What are other things that you can have within your budget other than your expenses to save
So
towards? Probably have insurance or just give me some things that you can put in your budget as well, and then we
yeah,
can
it,
close.
it comes back down to person's lifestyle. So for persons who know that they drive, once a year you have to pay your insurance, a car insurance, so you can save towards that. You can save towards medical bills because anything can happen,
Right.
You can save towards holidays, if you want to go out, save towards a vacation, save towards birthdays. So the thing about it is when you're on a budget, we're not saying that you can't go out and enjoy yourself. We're just saying plan ahead. So one of the things I'm actually about to launch later this week is my 2022 Start Right Budget Workshop, where I will be, helping persons to create their 1 year budget, to create their vision board, and also to create their budget for January. Now,
Wow.
if you think that Christmas agaro, wait until January because
Hey,
I
that's
I learned this the hard way. Because
wow.
in December we actually get paid early because Christmas is the 25th, so we actually get paid early. Some persons get paid a week early or 2 weeks early, depends on the business. We get paid early and we get a bonus. So we believe, say, yeah, man, we can just braff out Christmas because Christmas the holiday where we spend with family or whatever it is. We spend money in Christmas,
Right.
decorations, parties, going out, eating out, braffings. Then come January, because we actually get paid about the 25th in January, but I won't lie to you, January is the longest month because
Wow.
by the time New Year's parties are over, and you say, yeah, man, waiting for my January income, and your January income now come. So I would say to persons, you can either pay your bills in advance. You can pay like, cause I mean, it means say if you go spend all of the money, cause truth is the money you get paid in December is not just for Christmas, it's for December and January. So
Right.
that when you get paid in January, that pays your February bills. So we have to understand how it's done. So don't think that when you get paid in December, it's just about braffing, yeah, buy clothes, makeup, and all of these things. So we have to think again the month to come. One of the things I have shared with my community is if they want to do any form of Christmas spending, whether you want to buy gifts for persons, write down that person's name, Sade. If Sade like makeup, put a budget there. Okay, I'm going to spend $4,000 on makeup stuff for Sade. I'm going to write down Karen's name. If Karen like design products, okay, fine. I'm going to spend $2,000 on someone's the longest 6 week of my life. If Karen like design products, I'm going to spend $2,000 on getting her a drawing book. And then once you have all your lists and the money beside there, you only spend that. All right. So I'm not saying this to scare anybody. I'm not saying this that just I don't want to be a burden or be a damper on your Christmas holiday plans. I'm just saying to be wise. Because come when you spend off all of your money, do you have someone reliable that can lend you money when you're in need? And I don't even believe in the whole lending and borrowing money thing. You get me? Because if I don't have the money to pay my bill and you lend me the money, where am I going to find the money from to pay you back? So I don't even believe in borrowing money, but that's just me. Desperate time call for desperate needs. So I do know persons who one of the things they do is when they get paid in December, they pay all their bills in advance. So the money that they
Mm,
have leave over is just what they can use to party and do fun things
nice.
with. And even with that, they don't just spend all of that money in December. They save some for the following month. So plan when you get your paycheck and you see all of that money, understand how you're going to plan it and keep in mind that January alone have 3 months and it's every week feel like a month. And I learned this from experience. That's my
Right.
first time working at a big job and I got my bonus and I was like, rich. I brought up my sisters from the country because I'm my eldest sister. I have younger sisters who live in the country. I'm living in Kingston. I brought my sisters like, listen, Christmas is on me. I will go nice restaurants. I will eat. We did it all until January come, and my bills start line up, and I'm like, when am I gonna get paid? I guys, tech telling here,
All right.
tech telling.
Wow, I'm happy for that information. Say persons pay their bill in advance. I think me go work on that for Christmas because I feel like right now the bird what I have because the season, it's the season for giving. You have that like a season there, and so you need to plan for it. So even your budget, you say you have a session coming up that you have a 2022 calendar and need to get on that. Um, that is going to be on your Instagram and your website.
So, it's something I'm about to launch. So the information of where to sign up isn't out as yet, but I
Okay.
can tell you guys the investment is $8,000. You would get a free workbook along with
Okay.
other materials that you would need. So I will take you guys through the whole vision board session and not just vision board about where you want to be in your life, but from a monetary aspect as well. So vision board session, we're going to go through creating a 1 year budget, a budget for each month of the year, depending on what your income and your expenses are. And then I'm going to walk you guys through creating a budget for January so that and this workshop is going to be in December. The date is not decided as yet, but it's going to be before January. So I would suggest to persons, if you really want to ensure that next year is a prosperous year for you, I would recommend you taking part in this workshop. It's $8,000. Um, Stay tuned to my page at my budget leave for more information. If you stick to your budget, you should be fine. And the hardest thing is sticking to your budget. Because when you feel nice right now and you set a budget and you set a plan and you say, yes, this is how I'm going to spend. But when you go on the road and you get hungry, yes, you know food at home, but you feel like you want to buy a patty. And it's these small urges that these small things that allows us to go over our budget. So it's really about understanding the discipline that we need, right? Um, so yeah, so the
What
workshop
about
is going to be,
what
pardon?
about some of the things you can do to ensure that you stick with a budget? Because
Track
some
your
persons
expenses.
have some persons have different bank accounts. So some persons have a checking account and a savings account so that you don't go over your money. And even like going out, sometimes persons carry cash instead of card. Because
Oh yes.
when the cash done, them not have no more money rather than you swiping a card and just taking basically order anything and spending anything as you like. So tip is that you can have more than one account, one for checking, one for savings, and when you're going out, you can have cash instead of card. If you don't if you cannot manage your money well, right? If you have a urge to spend a lot.
Yes.
Um,
For
anything else
persons,
you want? Anything else you want to say, Kerwin?
it is proven that when we swipe with card, we actually spend more versus when you're actually using cash, you have to take it out, you have to count it, and then you have to hand it over. It's a lot more intimate, and because of that, we don't spend cash as hard as when we swipe our card. But that concept is actually from using a cash envelope system. Now, what the cash envelope system allows you to do is you would create your budget for the month, you would draw the cash from your bank account and you put the cash in each envelope. So whether the envelope for bills, an envelope for eating out, an envelope for shopping, whatever it is. And you can shop and spend as much as you want. Just understand that when the money in that envelope is finished, all the shopping, all the eating out is finished. Now, the great thing about using this method is it allows you to get control. So you can still spend, you can still eat out if that's something you love. It's just that instead of eating out every night, you say, let me choose one night per week to eat out. So it's a lot more meaningful. You probably enjoy yourself more. And so all right, tonight I'm going out with my friends. I'm going to enjoy myself versus it being a every night thing, spending money and being reckless. So it really helps you to prioritize and it helps you to curb your impulse spending. Yes.
Right, right.
Are there any
I
comments?
cannot thank you enough for today's session. It was lovely, and my audience can tell you that because today it's just pure gems. You touch on every single thing. You touch on what is a budget, why we need a budget. You touch on emergency fund. You touch on spending within our means, even if we start making more income. You talk about um getting multiple streams of income and keeping that 9 to 5 until better comes, and just adding value to yourself. Me no know when I talk about. They talk about everything today, and I am so grateful, Carol, for the knowledge you have imparted on us. And if any of my viewers want to ask any final questions, then feel free to do so. And if you have any
Definitely.
other thing to say, Carol, I did leave your Instagram page. I did leave your website in the chat, and I'll put it in my description box so person can find you. Budget Leave. So yeah, anything else you want to say, Carol?
But go beat you if you call me name bad
Kerron,
one more
Kerron,
time.
Kerron, Kerron. Yes, yes,
um,
Miss Clark.
my final words to the viewers is enjoy life responsibly. I think that's it. Enjoy life responsibly. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for coming. We're going to end this live. You'll see more videos coming out from me within the Christmas. I want to increase my video upload. So you'll see Christmas, you'll see my plan for 2021, some of the vision board that Kerron was talking about. I am going to share some of those with you. And yeah, see you guys. She's on YouTube. Yes, you're on YouTube as well.
I
What's her
I do
name?
have I do have information on YouTube at my budget leave. I haven't uploaded in a while, but what I would say is if you really need more of my recent content, Instagram is where it is. I'm actually on all platforms, but I found where most of my community, most of all the activity goes on Instagram. So you can check out both platforms at my budget leave.
Okay. So at my budget leave, right? Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Do remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Thanks so much, Simone, for all your gems, all your love that you're sending. And thanks again once more, Kerron, for coming on my live. and see you
Thank you
over
for
by
having me.
Instagram. All right. Bye bye, guys. Love you. Bye, my beautifuls. Bye, my handsomes.